Welcome to my city, a certified hardcore sports town. We champions in all the big four sports now. It's not smart to bet against us, we are forced now. We got heart like going for it on fourth down. Ain't nothing soft about us, that Philly pretzel used to doubt us. Now you gotta respect the Philly special. Talking trash, you gon' need a pass, cause my city ride. We fanatics, you don't wanna see our gritty side. Support the colleges, what up the big five? The women too, like Xfinity, we get live. Whether diving for a touchdown, driving to the hole, swing and hit a home run, fire for a goal. We kick it with the union, in the air with the stars. See sports with the fusion, I don't care where you are. You can never be too hype for the team you like. Philly unite, tonight's the night, so let's fight for the Flyers. Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do it for the people. We never throw the towel, I come from a proud city. Ring the bell, scream and yell, now say it loud with me. Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do this for the people. So all Philly fans, let the rest of the world know Philadelphia fans, the best in the world. Go!
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk, back live early on this Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are entertained, energetic, ready to start this football Sunday off the right way. We have a 1 o'clock game that was a 4 o'clock game that got flexed out. I don't know why. I guess it's not considered a prime time game. Two teams that are not achieving the way they should be achieving, and I guess they didn't want to put that on prime time. So, I can't blame the NFL. You can't blame viewers. You can't blame networks for, wanting the best content or the best teams, the best games on their network at that time. So you can't blame them. Real quick, if you're in here, please share, like, and tag any and everybody that's on your friend list so that this video can move out and get notarized all over social media, and we can grow. Our platform can grow. You might not know what I'm talking about, but people may know what I'm talking about. So please, if you can, like it, share it. It'll be greatly appreciated. Getting into it real quick, we're going to sit here for a couple minutes and just talk about Eagles versus Bengals. And real quick, before I really, get into that, I have a new camera. I wanted to make sure that I'm trying to give out a little bit more or better quality. Please tell me if you see any freezing on your end, like if it's freezing at any given moment, and just let me know how it looks and how overall you feel about the new camera I'm using. So real quick, now let's get back into, first of all, let's get back into last week, the 28-3 beatdown of the Giants, where Saquon Barkley did what the Eagles did with Saquon Barkley, what I suggested that they do. I suggested they should have been a heavy run game. They should run the ball, and they did. And for me, it makes me think that the recipe to win. You know what you need to do to win. But you're not doing it because you want to be stubborn to win your way. Saquon Barkley had 176 yards, 10.4 yards per carry. So pretty much anytime that man ran the ball, he was getting a first down. Anytime he was getting the ball, he was getting a first down. And you saw a bunch of times when that happened, they start bringing, linebackers up, safeties up. And then that created the one-on-ones for A.J. Browns, Devontae Smith. It's very, 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 very simple and easy for you to do the formula that works, not the formula that you want. To go out and be pass heavy against a Giants team makes absolutely no sense. Run the ball. Now, here, you guys saw me, apologize to my mom when I told her she picked the wrong pick against the Giants and the Browns. As much as I'm on Nick Sirianni for his play call, his coaching ability, I still think he's not a good coach. I still think he needs to be replaced. But I will give him credit for this. This is what I will give him credit for. He went to Saquon Barkley late in that game and told him, you're 13 yards away from your rushing record. I would love to see you get it. If you want to get it, I would love to see you get it. If you don't want it, I'll take the starters out and we'll be fine. But I want you to get it if that's what you want. And the answer from Saquon was even better. Nah, I'm cool. Let the young guys eat. And you've seen the guy like Will Shipley come out and say, you know what? You cannot say one bad thing about that man, Saquon. He gave me an opportunity to play in a football game during, meaningful minutes to showcase my talents and not to overshadow his talents for the rest of us. Like, he was selfless in that point. He said, I'm not worried about my individual goals or individual records. I want to win. And so if I want to win and we're winning, that's all I care about. The other guys now can go in and put their talents on display, get some reps to see how it feels in that NFL game. Will Shipley is a rookie. Who knows when he would have had an opportunity to play in the NFL football game hadn't Saquon did that. So kudos to Nick Sirianni for going to Saquon and asking him, did he want to break his record? And kudos to Saquon for saying, no, I want the young guys to eat. I think that if that culture can be bred throughout the team, like if that could start from Nick Sirianni, Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio, like incorporate your players with what you're doing. Go to your players and talk to your players about what do you want to do? What do you see out there on that field? What do you think we should be doing as coordinators or coaches? Tell me how you feel. Because at the end of the day, I can think what I want is going to win. I can think what I want is going to work. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's out there on that field playing. So you have to tell me what you see. And for me, it's like it's no different from like being in like the NBA. When a coach would go to his player and say, yo, what you see out there? Oh, you got to run this. You got to run that. They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for that. That is what we should do as players to our coaches, and our coaches should be receptive of it and say, you know what? They're out there seeing it. Let's try it. It's worth a try. Depending on situations, it's worth a try. I mean, more importantly, in practice times and things like that, that's when you should really be listening to it and saying, like, listen, this is what I see when I'm out in the field. This is what we should do. Because there's no reason why a man averaging 10.4 yards a carry should not be running the ball early and often. I don't understand it. The Cincinnati has a good defensive line, but we hit the corners, hit the edges, and make something happen. We run the ball. We get them to believe that we're going to run the ball every time we get on offense. It opens up for our playmakers on the outsides. It opens it up for A.J. Brown. It opens it up for Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. I even saw, like, I occasionally see, things that people post from the radio stations and this and, talking about the Eagles. And I heard one of the guys on 97.5 say the philosophy has to change. Something I've been saying all since the Miles Sanders days. I even commented on his post and told him, like, I've said that since Miles Sanders was an Eagle. You have to run the ball. Yeah, you won't be successful every time you run the ball, but you got to run the ball. The NFL, to me, wanted to just destroy the running back position, devalue it to a point where, as though it had teams buying into that nonsense, they're realizing that they couldn't win if they didn't set up the run. You can pass 1,000 times a game. If you're going to pass 1,000 times a game, guess what? We're just going to play zone and stop you every time. And that's what teams were doing. And you saw this year when the running backs were signing that everybody said, you know what? We gotta pay these running backs. We gotta get a solid. Every team right now that's pretty much doing numbers or doing good. Even now, no, I was going to say with the exception of, like, the Chiefs, but they got Kareem Hunt. Before when Isaiah Pacheco went down, he was doing good. Kareem Hunt is doing good now. Everybody's incorporating the run. You have to run the ball. And Patrick Mahomes is no slouch. He's no slouch, but his team, his head coach, his coordinators, they understand what is the successful way to win. Run the ball. So I'm asking, like, if you think that I'm just blowing smoke, if you think that I don't know what I'm talking about, look at what happens on this field. We as Eagles fans are stressed out every week because we have the team on paper to compete and win, but we don't have the coaching staff to change the philosophy of what we do to make sure that we go out there and win. And that's run the ball. It's simple. It's very, very, very simple. Run the ball. It's not hard at all. Like I said, you got Saquon Barkley, 10.4 yards a carry last week. It's very simple. The math is mathing. Run it. And it could be the games. We could be sitting here on Sunday afternoons at 1:00, 4:00, whatever time we play, sitting here just enjoying a good football game because our team is doing what we need them to do to win. That's just my philosophy. Well, it's not even just my philosophy. It's a lot of people quoting that. It's a lot of people saying that. I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not the only one that feels that way. There's a select few of people that keep saying, like, no, we need to pass the ball. We need to pass the ball. And then once we get up and get a lead, and then we run the ball. I mean, that doesn't work. You putting too much pressure on Jalen Hurts when you do that. And I want y'all to understand, like, I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts because I have a big question about today's game with Joe Burrow and, versus Jalen Hurts. I need to know, like, I need somebody in the chat to tell me, why is Joe Burrow so much better than Jalen Hurts? I've heard even Philly podcast people say that they believe that Burrow is better than Hurts. I mean, like, accomplishment-wise, they both accomplished pretty much the same thing: Super Bowl appearance and loss. But I just don't see where he's night and day better. If you want to say arm talent is a little bit better, okay, I can go with that. But I really don't see where he's like night and day better to where, as though, in this system. You know what? Let me be honest. Let me be real. Let me say this. Let me think about what Joe Burrow has done versus Jalen Hurts. And you know what? This is what I will say about Joe Burrow. I believe he reads the field better. I believe he goes through his progressions. I believe he understands that if a play is called for Jamar Chase, and if Jamar Chase is double and triple coverage, he does not have to throw the ball. If somebody else wide open somewhere, and he finds that wide open person. So that, you know what, that probably is the slight edge over Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts can shore that up, we know he could throw the deep ball. We know he could throw the ball, period. But if he could shore that up and not key on or lock on to receivers, I think the man would be a whole lot better and be in whole different categories when it comes to, you know, how great or good he is or can be. But the fact that he locks on and stays with the play that is called for the receiver, it kind of puts a little. So I guess I answered my question, because it seems like he's not doing that. Like, and that's why I even say even more. If you take the pressure off of him and have Saquon run the ball more, it makes it easier for him to take those large plays when the defense is giving it to them because they think they're going to run the ball. So I guess right now, overall, the Eagles team is probably better than the Cincinnati Bengals. But I believe that the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback is probably slightly better than Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to give him like night and day better, like he just leaps and bounds better. I'm not giving him none of that because I don't really believe he's leaps and bounds better. You know, I think Jalen Hurts, as long as he realizes that he can make plays with his arms, as well as with his feet, I think he could be one of those elite style quarterbacks, elite type quarterbacks. But it's solely up to him, and he has to realize that if he got too much on his shoulders, or if he, and let's go back to earlier what I said about, you know, talking to your coaches and talking to your coordinators and explaining to them how you feel about what you're seeing out there. You got to be honest with yourself. Like, I understand that you might not want to take yourself out of position to be that QB1, but you got to say to your coordinators, listen, man, let's run that ball because we keep throwing the ball and it's not good. Now, he hasn't had no turnovers, I think, for the last two weeks, I believe. Maybe even 3 weeks. Well, the third week was the bye. So he hasn't had any turnovers. He's not turning the ball over right now. We need him to keep that up. But we also need the coordinators to not put that pressure on him to turn the ball over. Because we see, like I said, we see when they start passing the ball heavy and relying on the pass, he finds ways to turn the ball over because, you know, the offensive line has been hurt this year. They haven't been as strong as they've been in past years. So we can't use that as our anchor right now. We need to develop plays that keeps the ball out of Jalen or gets the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands fast. Either run or quick pass. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. Stop trying to make him a hero. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest issues. Because when you make this guy do more than what he's supposed to be doing, it puts a cape on his back to where I don't think he's comfortable with. I don't think that's something that he really wants to do. I think he's doing it because that's what's called. And at the end of the day, it's making him look bad because he's not making the right decisions. He's the top rated passer in the league when he's not under pressure. But he's been under pressure a lot this year. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that Jalen Hurts is this terrible quarterback. I think little tweaks to the game, tweaks to the play calling can make him, elite even under pressure. You know what I mean? But we got to make the tweaks. We got to stop. We got to stop killing ourselves, shooting ourselves in the foot. With the team we have, we don't need him to play hero ball. We don't. We need. That's what I'm saying. That's why. If you heard me earlier, that's why I said you got to go back to the coordinators and make them understand what's being called out there in that field. You got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. Run the ball. Saquon Barkley had 17 carries. 176 yards and a touchdown. You know what I mean? And 10.4 yards a carry. When you got those type of numbers, it's easier for Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts because Saquon Barkley is running the ball. But I've been saying this since Miles Sanders was an Eagle. You take the pressure off of Hurts by consistently running the ball, and once you establish the run and they start, coming up to stop the run, you go over top. He got the arm. We see him drop the ball in the basket 2 weeks in a row against the Browns, the silly game, and last week against the Giants for that touchdown. It would open up the passing game. It definitely will. But see, Matt, you know what happened over years that when the NFL decided that they were going to devalue the run or running back, I think teams started calling plays to make the running back position not a valuable position. And then I think what started to happen was teams started to realize, like, if I'm not running the ball and that team starts to go zone, it's harder for my receivers to get open. So what do we have? Your quarterback is getting hit 20, 30 times a game because your receivers are not getting open because you don't want to run the ball. And that's to me, that's what happens. That's what happened. Our offense should be just like the Ravens, run the ball and play action off it. Again, I've been saying that too all season long. And it took the Ravens 2 games to realize that. You got big Derrick Henry back there, can run over just about anybody he come in contact with, and y'all was still pass happy with Lamar Jackson and trying to make him run the ball. Design quarterback runs. Now I get it; it throws the defense off, but you got a big bruising running back there. Why not run the ball, play action off of it, and then hit your guys deep? That's a winning recipe every game. And then when they try to come up to stop the run, you drop it over their head. It's so easy to do. But we as Eagles fans, we pull our hair out every week because we're not doing it. And it makes us go crazy because we have the team to do it. We have the running back to do it. I think he has, 700 yards rushing? How many yards do Saquon have so far this year? I think he got 600 or 700 yards rushing. I'm gonna find it out. Yeah, 761 yards rushing through week 8. Through week 8, make it make sense. 761 yards in week 8. He's on pace to be a 1,000-yard runner by week 10. It could be sooner if they decide to run the ball. Like this is what's maddening to me as an Eagle fan is that you have a player, a running back on your team that has 761 yards up until week 8, and you're still trying to figure out ways to pass the ball. It's obvious what your game plan should be. Yes, the play action causes holes in the secondary, which makes it easier to throw. Exactly. It makes it thinkless too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it thinkless because at the end of the day, we know A.J. Brown and Devontae is going to win the one-on-one matchups. Anytime any one of those are one-on-one, you know they're going to win. So if you got a defense on his heels looking to stop their run, and you got one-on-one on the outside on either one of those receivers, you know it's ball game. All he has to do is put it in the air and get it to him. That's it's simple and plain. He just got to put the ball in the air and get it to him. Like, I ain't asking for nothing that's crazy or hard to do. I'm asking for this NFL franchise to respect the run to set up the pass. Don't do it the other way. Don't set up the pass or try to pass to establish a lead and then run the ball. We see that formula does not work because, to me, it puts unneeded and unwanted pressure on Jalen Hurts. A lot of teams right now, if you look at their, run-pass ratio, it's like pretty much even. Maybe a slight edge. I could do a slight edge to the passing game, But I can't. What I'm saying to you is that it cannot be 90% run. I mean, 90% pass and 10% run. You will lose every week doing that with the team we have. With the team we have. I mean, Tampa Bay crushed us because what we do, our first 5 possessions of the game, pass the ball. Excuse me. We passed the ball. Kept trying to pass. Next thing you know, we were in a hole because we kept our defense on the field, and that's not what we need to win. Our defense stumped that game with offensive linemen. Without 2 offensive linemen, yeah. Lane Johnson was hurt. Jordan Mailata was hurt. I think Dickerson was hurt. But he got 761 yards. Like 761 yards throughout 8 weeks. This is week 8. So the math is right there in front of your face. If you're a coach, you got to say, let's do something more with the running game first. Let's run the ball. Let's put the ball on the ground and run it. Get that established so like Jason said, we can do the play action. Just like Max said, Hurts is not the hero. Just like Max said, it opens up the running game. I mean the passing game. It makes life easier as an Eagle fan and as an Eagle player to do it like that because actually what you also doing, you're controlling the clock. You're letting your defense get rest. You're controlling the clock. And your running back is averaging 10. Well, last game was averaging 10.1. Overall, he's averaging 6.4 yards a carry. At minimum, he keeps you in 3rd and short. At minimum, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 is at minimum. Like this is it's obvious. That's what makes it confusing with our O-line beat up. We should focus more on the run for their sake. Yeah. But even Jay, to me, even if the O-line is healthy, you should be focusing on the run. Period. Set up the run to establish the pass. Like he's overall, Saquon is averaging 6.4 yards a carry. He keeps you in 3rd and short every time. And we see what happens if we 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. The tush push is what? I think we got stopped twice. I mean, I could care less. I don't like the play, but I only like it if it's like a 4th and 1. I'll do it. 3rd and 2, I think we still got a shot to run the ball with our running back. But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's easy to run the ball right now when your running back is clearly and obviously keeping you in short distances. I just don't understand the thought process when it comes to it. Like the thought process to me is all backwards, and it's just like y'all doing what y'all want because this is what y'all want to do. And y'all not realizing the effect that it's having on our quarterback and our team as a whole. You know what I mean? Because you hear Lane Johnson even say our offense looks like it's constipated in the first quarter. We have yet to put a touchdown up in the first quarter all season, or even any points all season. That is more of a reason why you give Saquon the ball and you run the ball. Because again, like I said, he keeps you in 3rd and shorts, which is convertible by your offensive line. If you're, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, you can convert those. It makes it easier for your offense to be successful. It keeps the pressure off of Jalen. I just don't. Hopefully today we see a whole different game after what we saw last week. Hopefully we see a whole different game after what we saw last week. Hopefully it results in, the same 10.4 yards to carry for Saquon Barkley. What do you have? 17 attempts? Yeah. 17 attempts last week. 17 to 20 attempts this week. I'll take $1.50, 17-20 and $1.50. That's what if we can do that, I think A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and our receiving core has a heck of a game. I like to see them bring Jahan Dotson up on board and get him in it too. I like to see them bring him up and get him on board, not bring him up, but run more plays for him. I think that if you can establish him somehow, get him involved, it makes the offense just that much better because you can't really play zone or mix up zone. You got to go man to man pretty much, and you put Jahan Dotson against any linebacker in the league, he smokes them 99% of the time. You got to create that matchup because you have, like I said, you have the talent and the weapons to do it, but you got to do it. You got to use what you got. You know what I mean? But anyway, I know y'all, some of y'all in the background are like, man, I'm so tired of hearing him say this and say that. And I wish he would get on to my part of the show that I like to be a part of and this, that. Like, I hear you. And we're here now. Again, real quick before we start, just a friendly reminder. I hope all you guys watched the video that I put up explaining the rules for this week's Pick'em. As you know, we have a $25 Visa gift card. I have it right here on the line for the winner of this week's Pick'em. The winner of this week's Pick'em must be on the show while we're picking right now. You have to be engaged in the show. You have to be on a show to be qualified for the Pick'em. Now, I do realize that there's some people that watch my show and that participate in Pick'em but are not able to be a part of Pick'em. We will do something special for you later on down the road. But there are some people that can't participate on Sunday while I'm doing live Pick'em. And it's unfair to them because a lot of times they are some of the top picks of the week. So we will acknowledge you and make sure that you are happy that we see you, and we'll reward you with something later on down the road. Don't know what it is yet, but we'll figure something out for you guys. But for the guys for the people that can be a part of the show, please, in this last half hour of the show, you have to be involved in it. I have to see your name come up. If I don't, and I still have your, if you're a top pick, you will not be rewarded the gift card. It will go to the next person in line that was a part of the show. If you guys have any questions about that, now is the time to talk about it. But I hope I made it as clear as possible because all I'm trying to do by doing this is help the channel grow. And I want you guys to help me do that. And so it's a reward for you guys helping me do that. So like I say, I appreciate everybody that's done whatever they've done for the show, like the show, shared my live out. I appreciate all you guys who do it, who's done it since I started last year. Week 5. Week 5 last year, I started this. And I was nervous as heck. Now it's like second nature, and I know not a lot of y'all can tell. You're like, dang, he just keep rambling on and on and on. But yeah, now it's a second nature for me. I'm getting more comfortable as the week goes on, and as you know, I've been putting out a lot of different videos over, social media for the last, since the season started. I have a video out there right now on TikTok. It's my predictions for week 8. It's almost at 2,000 views. Now, if that 2,000 views can translate to likes and, follows, that would be great. But I'm still working. I'm still trying to get it out there. I'm still trying to, do what I can do to bring you guys the best show, best content that I can. And again, I'm doing it all out the muscle. I don't have no sponsors, not yet. But again, this is what I asked y'all to do by liking the show and share the show, that maybe somebody out there will see me and say, you know what, let me try to give him a run. And I would appreciate it. So to start this week's Week 8 Pick'ems, we saw on Thursday night the Minnesota Vikings at the LA Rams. And we saw the Vikings go down to the Rams, which I thought that the Vikings would be able to beat the Rams coming off a loss to Detroit the week before. But it was a controversial face mask call on the quarterback, Sam Darnold, in the end zone, which resulted in a safety, which kind of sealed the deal in a win for the Rams. So we saw the Rams win that game. Yeah, Jay, you did. You did say the Rams will win. You did say that. You got that one right. A lot of people pick Minnesota, but you got the Rams right. But next game, Baltimore at Cleveland. We just say that was definitely it was a face mask, and they missed it. That was egregious face mask too, and they missed it. Baltimore at Cleveland. Cleveland is pretty much. I like that. Again, I'm gonna say it every week. I hope the Eagles get Myles Garrett because Cleveland is blowing it up. Deshaun Watson is out with a torn Achilles, so he's done for the year. My mom picks Cleveland. Good morning, mother. Jason picks Ravens. I like me personally. I like the Ravens in this game. I think the Ravens have no trouble with this game. They win this game convincingly. So I like the Ravens in this game. Next game, Tennessee at Detroit. Not happening. They want multiple first. Hey, you got to put something together. It's either him or Crosby, him or Max Crosby, whatever one. I'll take either one. Next game, Tennessee at Detroit. Detroit it's a tough team. My mom picks Detroit. Jason picks Detroit. Detroit is a tough team. It's hard. It's hard to say that. It's hard to pick against Detroit because they are a tough team. That culture that Dan Campbell built is crazy. Neither can fit the cat. Yeah. Well, all right, then let's look at Chase Young. Let's see what they want for Chase Young. Tell me what they want for Chase Young. But it's hard to pick against Detroit. I think Detroit is one of those teams that's going to probably be in the NFC Championship game. Hopefully playing against us. Hopefully they lose and we go to the Super Bowl. But Detroit is a tough team, so I'm picking Detroit in that game as well. So the next game, Arizona at Miami. Now, you know what? When I picked this on my video, the pick 'em section, when I picked the games, and I said Miami will win this game if Tua plays. My mom picks Arizona, and Tua is playing today. And those guys, I saw Cheetah, hyped about the return of Tua. When that guy is behind center, that team somehow miraculously they're just a good team. You know what I mean? And Tua is playing. I think they find a way to beat Arizona this week. Sorry, Mom, I know you want Arizona to win, but I got the Dolphins in this game because I think Tua's being back. I think he's going to win. Jason goes to Cardinals too. So you and Jason, y'all got the Cardinals. I go Dolphins in this game. We'll see who wins. Next game, the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. New York Jets at the New England Patriots. The Jets. I got the Jets. Drake May has looked good as the Patriots quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams somehow get on the same page this week. So I'm going in that game, the Jets. Wait, Miami. I ain't know. All right, now hold on. Let's stop. Jason say, hold on. You didn't know Tua was playing. He's changing his pick online, Jay. You're changing your pick. I just want you to confirm that in front of the people that's watching the show, because he tried to give me flack last week when he changed his pick to Atlanta. If you're changing your pick online, do you want to change it on the picks that you sent me? Do you want to go Miami now? I need to know. You need to tell me that. All right, we'll see. Joanna goes Minnesota, Baltimore, Detroit, Miami. My mom picks the Jets. Joanna picks the Jets. Jason picks the Jets. Jason also says, I know. So, all right, we got witnesses now, Jay. I'm not hating and I'm not cheating. You said you want to go Miami. I will switch your pick to Miami. Michelle goes, thanks for joining the show, Michelle. Miami, Detroit Vikings, and Ravens. But I'm just making sure, Jay, that you know that you said you want to change it. So I'm going along with what you said. Next game, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are out this game. So it's slim pickings at receiver for Baker Mayfield, who's been looking like Tom Brady in the Bucks offense. So I'm going Atlanta. Atlanta will win that game. Tampa Bay, my mom says Tampa Bay. Jason says Atlanta. You got to realize, Mom, Baker Mayfield has nobody to throw the ball to. But you've been right when I've been wrong. So I'm going. I understand your pick. I'm not even challenging it. So Joanna picks ATL. A lot of y'all probably looked at my video before y'all started, picking y'all picks and sending y'all picks in, because my picks are pretty much right. So and it's understandable. It's understandable because last week had I played and pick them out for the show, I was 12-3. I was tied for one for the first place. You know what I mean? So Michelle picks ATL. But if y'all want to cheat sheet, just look for every Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Yeah, probably every Tuesday, look for that video to be out for that week's picks. So if y'all want to cheat sheet and y'all want to figure out who's going to win and who's going to lose and y'all don't know, consult the expert, which is me. Look at that video and share it and know that it's all right. It's all the right picks. Jason, you a hater. You said you're right. You know I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, next game, Chicago at Washington. Chicago at Washington Commanders. Now, before you guys start picking the Commanders, understand their starting quarterback is out. You said I was wrong about Minnesota. Now, you know what? I was not wrong about Minnesota. Yes, I was wrong about Minnesota, but it's okay because what happened is the Rams cheated, and that's why I lost. So you can't play against cheaters. I would have won the game had he not grabbed the face mask and got a safety. So I was right. The Vikings should have won that game. They were cheated. Who won last year? You won by a slim margin against me, brother. You won by a slim margin against me. So, like I said, had I been playing all year long, guess what? You would be number. I don't even know. I got to update my spreadsheet to see where everybody is at. But if I was playing right now, I would be number one most likely because, like I said, I know how to pick. Y'all don't. So we can't go by your picks. You can. They cheated. You don't understand. They cheated. We can't. You can't do nothing when it comes to cheaters. Anyway, and I'm not lying. Stop hating on me. I'm not lying. Y'all, you know what? Y'all not gonna hate on me on my own show, okay? Y'all gonna support me. Y'all gonna say good things about me in the chat, and y'all gonna understand that I'm him. I'm the guy that y'all look to get y'all picks right. But anyway, before we keep getting sidetracked on this, Chicago at Washington. I got Chicago. Chicago has their full team. Like I said, Washington is missing their starting quarterback. So it's going to be hard for Washington, even though Marcus Mariota, sorry, that orange juice came in and still put up 40. I forget what they played last week, please. They still put 40 points on the board. You said that's illegal. What's illegal? And what did I skip? Because I said Atlanta and Tampa Bay, and everybody picked. My mom picked Tampa Bay, I believe, and Jason and Michelle picked Atlanta. What did I skip? I'm on Washington now. What are you talking about? Jason picked Washington. Jay, they don't have. They don't have Jaden Daniels out there. Just letting you know they got Marcus Mariota. I think Chicago's going to go out there and beat them. Just letting you know. Joanna picks Washington. You said I see a lot of people disagreeing because that you know what it's called when a lot of people disagree with one person. It's called hating. That's what it is. And you're a part of the hating crew too, because you be hating too. Philly and Cincinnati, we didn't get to that game yet. I didn't skip that. We didn't get to it. The next game, Green Bay at Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville got a win last week in London, which I did predict because, like I said, I forgot who they played coming to London, but that I said that team who's coming to London to play Green Bay would lose that game because the travel time is you get jet lagged and fatigue when you're traveling to London. It's like a 10-hour flight or something. So I said Jacksonville will win. However, this week I think they go back into the loss column, which makes it a decision for that team whether they're going to keep Dougie P, our former head coach and Super Bowl winner. So I believe that Green Bay is the better team. They have the better all-around offense and defense, and I think they're just going to win that game today. It's called it's not reality check. It's called hating, man. You got to see the one thing you have to realize when it comes down to it. It's like a person who has an addiction to something. The first step to realizing that you have an addiction to something is admitting it. So once you start admitting that you're a hater, then you'll understand it better. My mom picks Green Bay. Jason picks the Packers. Joanna picks Green Bay. Like I said, I got Green Bay in that game. Next game, Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. This is probably going to be a good game. I don't know if Anthony Richardson is playing or not. I know he had a shoulder injury or a hip injury. I know he played. I think he played last week, but I'm not sure if he's playing this game. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. I am picking Houston in that game. I think Houston will, because I think they lost last week, will bounce back off that loss and get back into the win column this week. I got Houston in that game. My mom picks Indianapolis. Jason picks Texans. See, Jason, when you start picking the teams that I'm picking, that's how you know you're coming along and being on my side, and that's cool. That's what happens. That's what has to happen. Joanna picks the Colts. Again, like I said, I think Houston bounces back off that loss last week and get a win. And so I got Houston in that game. Next game, New Orleans Saints at the LA Chargers. And I was going back and forth with somebody with a friend on Facebook, and he was talking about that game being a toss-up. He wasn't sure who to pick in this game. I told him because Derek Carr is out, and I don't know what you call it back, the whatever, I forget the second quarterback. I don't know if he's back, but Chargers to me is just better. Is in a better position to win in that team. So I got it. Me personally, I gotta go to Chargers. I think Justin Herbert gets his act together. I think they got a running game. They're young. They're expected to make some mistakes. First time, head coach, football NFL coach with Harbaugh. I mean, as a Charger. But I think they got growing pains. So I still think they have enough to win that game. I picked them days ago. Check on. I understand you might have picked them days ago, but you probably watched my video days ago before you picked. Jason picks the Chargers. My mom picks the Chargers. Joanna picks the Chargers. The only Saint fan picks the Saints. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I know you like the Saints, but the Saints, I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta be real, face reality and say, you know what, my team ain't good. I'm gonna go and pick, the team that's better in this position, and which is the Chargers. But you got to stick with who your team is, and I respect that. Next game, as you see, Michelle, I mess with everybody. I'm messing with everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. I'm messing with everybody. But next game is you know what? So Philadelphia's the Eagles game was flexed out of the 4:00 hour. That's probably why she said I missed the game. and is now at the 1 o'clock hour. So we'll add that game to the 1 o'clock hour. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously we got Eagles. Obviously, if the Eagles do what we talked about in the first half hour, if they run the ball, orange juice. If they run the ball, I'm human. I apologize for the gas, but the orange juice is getting to me. If they run the ball, I believe that team we can beat that team. If we figure out a way to establish the run, we will beat the Cincinnati Bengals. We cannot go away from the run. We cannot not run the ball. We have to run the ball to set the pass, and we can beat that team. And I read somewhere that the Eagles haven't beaten or won against the Bengals in some years. I got to look that up before I actually believe it. But I saw some posted where we haven't beat the Bengals in a long time. So we got to run the ball. We got to establish that run and run that ball for us to be, for us to come out with a victory. So I'm going to Eagles. Jason goes Eagles. So. And I know just about everybody else is probably going to go Eagles. My mom's going to go Eagles. And Joanna, I don't know if she's going to go Eagles or the Bengals. But Eagles, to me, is going to win that game. Next game, the Buffalo Bills at the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be a tough game because Seattle's been playing some good football. We just saw the Bills pick up Amari Cooper. He looked good in his debut. I think they do nothing but get better. Joanna picks Philly. My mom picks Philly. I think that Amari Cooper in that Buffalo Bills uniform is going to keep guys like Keon Coleman looking good because it opened it up for him. And that team, Josh Allen, hopefully this year, I would love to play Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Hopefully this year they make it and we can play them in the Super Bowl. That would be great. Jason picks the Bills. My mom picks the Bills. So I would love to see that happen because I think we could beat them. I think we could beat them. I like the way our defense is playing. Shout out to Quavion Mitchell. Hey, there was a Josh Huff or Bryce Huff sighting. He finally got off the turnpike and went back to MetLife Stadium and got a sack, even though he was fined for it. He got a sack on Danny Dimes or Danny Nichols, whatever we call him. But it was a Bryce Huff sighting that day. Just about every day, and just about everybody on that team got a sack last week. We need to make sure we continue to do that into this game this week. Hopefully that's another double-digit sack game this week. So, again, I'm picking Buffalo in that game. My mom and Jason picks Buffalo. Joanna, whatever I don't know what you're picking on that game, but between Buffalo and Seattle, but it's going to be a good game. I think Buffalo's going to win. Next game is Carolina at the Denver Broncos. Have no confidence in Carolina. I believe they're starting Bryce Young again. Carolina, to me, is a dumpster fire. Sorry to any Carolina fans out there, but to me, Carolina's a dumpster fire, and they need to just blow that whole team up. I'm going Joanna went Seattle in that game. I'm going Denver in that game. My mom goes Denver. Jason goes Denver. And Joanna goes Denver. So we all picking Denver in that game. Nobody has no confidence in the Carolina Panthers. They just stink, and that organization just needs to be blown up and restarted with some, I don't know what the recipe would be for them to win. I guess it would be probably getting an offensive line, starting out with an offensive line. But we ain't gonna spend too much time on them. But they just stink, and it's just terrible that they stink like that. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs at the Vegas Raiders. Vegas always plays Kansas City pretty tough, but you got to realize they just traded for DeAndre Hopkins, one of a good receiver, if not great. He's a great receiver. They just traded for him, so I think that the Kansas City Chiefs go 7-0. As much as I don't like Kansas City, and it's not that I hate them, it's just they find ways to get the players that they need to win. They find ways to win. It's seeming to me like they might go back to the Super Bowl and three-peat. Like if they three-peat, it's just ridiculous, man. And that would be ridiculous. I saw that a lot before the season started. People, a lot of people were talking about whether they could three-peat. I hope they don't. Like I said, I hope Buffalo, get Buffalo or the Ravens, take them out. But I don't want to see them three-peat. Joanna picks Kansas City. My mom picks Kansas City. Jason picks Kansas City. We all pick Kansas City in that position. I think Kansas City is the better team, and they will win. Vegas is another one of those teams that probably needs to blow it up a little bit, get some draft picks, get some better players in there, get an offensive line. A quarterback is what they need, too. They had a receiver, but they had nobody to throw the ball to, so they had to trade him and get him out of there because he was not probably going to play. All right, the 8 o'clock game, the last game of Sunday night slate. The Dallas Cowboys, girls, children, whatever you want to call them, at the San Francisco 49ers. Two teams I despise. I despise Dallas more than the 49ers. I just hate the 49er fans. My mom picked San Francisco in that game. I picked San Francisco too. San Francisco's got a lot of injuries at the receiver position. Christian McCaffrey's still not back. Brandon Ayuk is done for the year. Hopefully Debo is back off his sickness. But I still feel like Joanna picks San Francisco. Jason picks the Cowboys. I just think that the defense on that team for San Fran will do enough to disrupt Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb because outside of them two, they have nothing or nobody else to get a ball to. And that's just being honest. They have nobody to throw the ball to outside of CeeDee Lamb. They got Tolbert last week that had a couple catches, but how much can you really rely on him? You know what I mean? Jerry Jones did a disservice. He's a disservice to that team. There's a lot of Cowboy fans I know that are tucking their tail right now and hiding the fact that they're Cowboy fans. But, and I don't blame them because Jerry Jones he's single-handedly driven that team into mediocrity. Like they're not even they can be a good regular season team, but I think his thought process and his cockiness is going to keep that team from being and achieving the levels of greatness that they want to. And I don't want to see them achieve no level of greatness. So I'm actually rooting for Jerry Jones to live another 50 plus years and be the GM of the Cowboys because it actually makes us look better. You know what I mean? Because he's not picking. He does have good drafts, but free agency and adding to the team, he sucks. And he's openly telling you guys, any Cowboy fan out there, he's openly telling you guys that I'm not looking to sign nobody if they don't want to call me first. I'm not looking to improve if you don't want to improve. Call me first. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how that mentality can be, and it hasn't won you nothing. I think the last Super Bowl they had, we was probably and all in middle school. Like or getting ready to graduate high school. 49ers is better, but injuries devastating them. Yes, the injuries are killing them, but I think it's going to be defense that's going to win that game for them. Because like I said, I see a lot of Dak forcing the ball downfield to CeeDee Lamb, which to me is going to result in turnovers and interceptions. So I go 49ers that game. Last game, Monday Night Football, the Giants at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson got a win last week as the starter. Looked pretty okay. I think he keeps the streak going. I think he gets another win against the New York Giants. So I'm going Pittsburgh that game. Joanna, my mom goes Pittsburgh. Joanna goes Pittsburgh. Jason, what's your pick? I think you might even go Pittsburgh on that game too. You went Steelers on that game. Steelers. I mean, if they can get some consistent quarterback play, will be a good team. They definitely will be a good team. And that is this week's Pick'em section of the show. As you know, like I said in the beginning of the show, that is a $25 gift card on the line for the winner of the show, of the Pick'em for this week. As you all seen, and I'm not making this up, it's been my mom, Joanna, Jason, Michelle, that has been consistently a part of the Pick'em hour and picking picking their picks on the show. So the top spot is up to those 4 people: Joanna, my mom, Jason, and Michelle. So those are the 4 that are considered in rotation to be able to win the $25 gift card. So good luck to y'all four. Thanks for everybody who's playing. And I hope people don't get upset by that. But again, I wanted it to be that you guys would be a part of the show and pick and engage in the show. And that's why I did it like that. There's going to be other times, Michelle says Cowboys and Steelers. There's going to be other, for the people that I know that can't be a part of the show on Sunday, I am going to do something for you guys too. So please don't be discouraged or be upset that you're not a part of this week's Pick'em giveaway, but there will be something in the works for you guys as well. That is my show for today, this Sunday. I appreciate everybody who showed up, who engaged in conversation with me, who listened to my voice for the past hour. Like I said, hopefully you guys like the content, like what I've been doing, like what I'm saying. Understand that it's a lot of work behind the scenes to try to give you a show, especially the best show possible. Hopefully y'all like the way the new camera looks. I don't know, nobody said nothing about it freezing or anything like that, but I did see on my end that it might have froze once or twice. But again, as I keep doing this, I'll keep investing in the show to make it better for each and every one of you guys that watch it, so that you can enjoy your watching experience. I am working on. I know you guys heard the intro song for the show that I play when I come on, but I'm working on some. I have somebody working on one for me that's personalized for the show. So that should be in the works within the next 2 weeks. Hopefully y'all like that. Again, I'm just trying to get better and better and better. Like I said, I'm not going to keep going. I'm not going to keep rambling. Good luck to everybody who played the Pick'em. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the love and support that y'all guys have been giving me over the times. And as always, we got to play our outro video before we get up out of here to get everybody hyped up for that 1 o'clock game. Here it is.
Thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for?
You know what you gotta do. Do it.
How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man?
They ain't gonna get it to us. We got to take it.
They want to black out. We gonna give them a black out. Stay together and keep fighting. Now it's time to knuckle up. Do everything that move. And it is Hurts touchdown.
Brian Westbrook, he scored! Touchdown! And the Eagles win! The Eagles win!
Let's get into it all day. Relentless, relentless, relentless. Are you script? Are you power? Are you long? Give me what you got. Right now! Right now! You ain't ready for a fight? Go ahead and go home. Because that's what this gonna be for 4 quarters. A fight. We always win when we fight together. That's how winning is done.
Now get out there.